foundation of this workbench comes from FlexiSpot. It's their 𝐸7𝐤𝐥𝐞 standing desk frame, which is a unique 4-leg design. Each leg actually has its own motor, and with this configuration it creates an incredible stability, and it's rated to hold 440 pounds, both features that are critical for workbench design. Plus, this thing is robust. The desk frame on its own is over 100 pounds. The height can be adjusted between 24 and 49 inches. You can even adjust the width between 43 and 75 inches. I'll drop a link down below so you can check out the full details. Many of FlexiSpot's desks are on sale right now, and I might even have a coupon code for you too, if you're lucky. Anyway, I'm building this workbench in collaboration with the Moses Woodworkers with Disabilities Fund, which is a 501c3 that donates tools to applicants with ADA-recognized disabilities to help them pursue their hobbies and crafts. Woodworking and just making stuff in general is one of the most cathartic activities, so the goal is to make this accessible to everybody. In my case, I'm building this workbench for a local applicant with ALS, so sometimes it's more comfortable for him to sit, sometimes to stand, depending on what he's making, and also just how his body is feeling on any particular day. So this workbench should help alleviate that. Plus it'll be a super sexy workbench, and that'll automatically make his projects better, I think. Well, it looks like I'm done assembling the desk frame. Now I can pull dimensions off of it and start building the cabinet that's going to live underneath. This workbench is actually going to be dual purpose, functioning both as a workbench and as an outfeed table for a table saw. When needed, the workbench will be able to be adjusted to the exact height of the table saw, plus the table saw is currently just standing on some metal legs, and we can do better than that. So I'm making a cabinet to match the workbench that the table saw will mount on top of. The construction technique is very similar to the workbench cabinet with 3/4 inch plywood construction and 1/2 inch plywood for the drawers, but with 4 deep drawers, and I included an opening directly under where the table saw will sit so that the top right drawer actually functions as a sawdust catch. Anyway, so this FlexiSpot desk kit is built symmetrically in both directions, which is good for a desk for my purposes. I'm going to modify it a little bit just so it can be comfortable to sit at with a workbench under it. So what I want is a little bit of a cantilever on one side. So that's going to involve moving the front legs back a little bit. And that should just make it more functional for this particular workbench design. wrap up the cabinet portion of this build, I need some drawer pulls on the drawers. This time I'm going to try a new idea. Just get some aluminum angle bar, chop it down, and then that's the drawer pull. Kind of going to be inset on the drawer face. It's simple, it's cheap, and it should be very functional. On both end panels of this cabinet, I'm going to add French cleats for a little bit of additional storage, because finally, time for the top of the workbench. I've been saving these super thick pallet slats for the perfect project, and now is the time. These are the slats from these massive pallets that you'll recognize, since the long pieces were used as the shafts of my pallet wood hockey sticks from earlier this year. final piece to the workbench is this tray right here. It's a nice tray, right? This was part of my original design. I was hoping I wouldn't need it, but it looks like I do. Due to the overhang of the top, along with it being so beefy, if you put enough weight on the edge, even with the weight of the workbench itself, it does get a little bit tippy. To avoid this, I'm screwing this tray to the bottom of the workbench to hold weight plates. So even if the drawers are empty, that should keep things from tipping. A huge thank you to all of the sponsors who made this video possible, and an extra shout out to the generosity for this particular project. Rockler donated a bunch of dog hole accessories, the bench vise casters, a whole bunch of stuff to make this thing happen. There was actually more than 30 Rockler tools that showed up in this video. Total Boat donated a killer starter kit, including epoxies and varnishes, the same stuff I used to make this workbench, and some other stuff too. Isotunes, they donated a set of their Link 2.0 Bluetooth hearing ear muffs. You saw me wearing those and the free aware during this video. All of the links and also some discount codes are down below, so go show them your support. And of course, Mr. Jonathan Katz-Moses and his Woodworkers with Disabilities Fund. They're doing incredible things in the community, and they need your support to help more makers. So the reason I have you gathered here today is to ask you to donate. Your donations flow directly to the Katz-Moses recipients who have received things like safety saws, track saws, planers, a bunch of stuff like that, which makes woodworking possible for these people. People with compromised appendages can get better work holding options. People who are blind can get devices that help them create consistent measurements. People who are in wheelchairs might need work surfaces that are adjustable. So let's help them overcome their obstacles and get more people making. And one other thing, if you or somebody you know is a person with an ADA recognized disability, definitely apply to be a part of the program. Links are down below, both to donate and to apply, and we appreciate your support. Thank you. Anyway,